நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय. मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति.
सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं ऋतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः. वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणो कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोर्नः. स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टिः सतां दर्शनेस्तु भवत्तनूनाम्. नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णायाद्भुतकर्मणे रूपनामविभेदेन जगत्क्रीडति यो यतः. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Madam, your
unmute yourself.
Madam, unmute yourself, your voice.
Sundari, still voice is not heard.
Hearty welcome to all the participants for the day 4 on the cost excellence and the quality excellence. Today we have eminent resource persons from the industry, Mr. R.V. Chari, and we have Mr. Srinivasa from Nellore, who will deliver the keynote addresses, and we have Mr. Barathan from Coimbatore. So this day is going to be an enlightening day and as well as an enrichment day. So over to Dr. Sundari for the proceedings. Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am.
Please check your speaker, Sundari.
Just check your cable whether it is connected. No, ma'am. Can you just exit and then enter, ma'am? It should be fine. Apologies, participants. There is a small technical snag. Just give us a moment. So I deem it a great privilege in welcoming the participants. This seminar is planned with the purpose of connecting the professional body, the academic fraternity, and the industry. So in this connection, four institutions have come together: Dwaraka Govardhan Vaishnav College, Laghu Udyog Bharati, the National MSME Organization, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, which is a statutory body under an Act of Parliament, Thirumudivakkam Industrial Estate Manufacturers Association, TIMA. So I now request Sendamari ma'am to introduce our keynote speaker for the.
Thank you, sir. It is my proud to introduce our first keynote speaker, Srinivasa Rao Yedlapalli. Sir, hailing from Andhra Pradesh, having diversified education qualification such as MCom, MA, MBA, MPhil, MS Public Relations, MSW. He is also a certified chartered accountant and cost accountant. He is currently serving as a secretary for Southern Indian Regional Council after holding chairman and secretary position in Nellore chapter of cost accountant between 2009 and 2019. Sir, it's an honor to have you in our midst, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senior Rakesh Shankar sir. Madam, thank you, madam. Thank you. Good evening. Honorable President of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, Dalwadi sir. Honorable Vice President, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, B.B. Naik sir. Honorable Chairman, Industry Committee and the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and Council Member is C.A. Srinivasa Prasad sir and committee members. Respected Dwaraka Govardhan Vaishnav College Secretary, Dr. Ashok Kumar sir, Principal sir, HODs, and respected Laghu Udyog Bharati Vice President, State President, and respected Thirumudivakkam Industrial Estate Manufacturers Association President, Vice President, and today's speakers Shri R.V. Chari sir and Shri K. Barathan sir, and ladies and gentlemen, my fellow CMS. Good evening. It is indeed a great honor and my pleasure to stand before you here as a keynote speaker on quality research initiatives and recent trends automobile ancillary industry in India. Though the term ancillary may mean support, but in reality, it is the backbone of automobile industry which is making us move on the wheels. An average car has approximately 25,000 to 30,000 parts, including bolts, nuts, tires, etc. etc. Every part is an important component. The automotive sector in our country has undergone significant transformations in recent years, driven by a combination of technological advancements, regulatory changes, and evolving consumer preferences. We know consumer is the king in the market. This dynamic sector plays a critical role in the growth and development of the automotive landscape, shaping the future of mobility and innovation. To achieve excellence in this sector, it is essential to focus on three important attributes, namely, number one is quality. Yes, quality is the cornerstone of any successful industry. and the Indian automobile sector is no exception. Today, the industry is witnessing a modal shift towards producing vehicles that not only meet strict safety and emission standards but also excel in terms of durability, reliability, and customer satisfaction. Manufacturers are investing heavily in research and development to enhance the quality of their vehicles, incorporating cutting edge technologies and innovative engineering solutions. Even our institution, the Cost Accountants of India, also introducing so many techniques through an cost accounting technique. So, like spare parts, so minimization of spare parts, the VAD analysis, FNS analysis, and just-in-time techniques, and a total quality management and enterprise resource planning. These are very, very helpful to minimize the cost and maximize the profits of the industry. With a growing importance on electric vehicles and sustainable mobility, the industry is redefining quality standards to align with the environmental goals. Electric vehicles not only reduce emissions but also require a different set of quality parameters, focusing on battery technology, charging infrastructure, and overall energy efficiency. And research and development are the lifeblood of progress, and the Indian automobile industry is actively engaged in pioneering initiatives from developing advanced safety features to integrating artificial intelligence and machine learning into vehicle systems. Researchers are working tirelessly to make vehicles safer, smarter, and more efficient. One of the key areas of research is on autonomous vehicles, where Indian companies are making significant to work integration of sensors, cameras, and performance is also very good. The way of self-driving cars promising a future where transportation is not only safer but also more accessible. The industry is investing heavily in alternative fuels, hybrid technologies, and lightweight materials to reduce the carbon footprint of vehicles and contribute to sustainable future. And now, recent trends and innovations. In recent years, the Indian automobile industry has witnessed several trends that are landscape. The rise of electric vehicles is perhaps the most notable trend, with the government providing incentives and infrastructure support to promote clean and green mobility. Electric two wheelers, three wheelers, and even electric cars are becoming increasingly popular among consumers. Another significant trend is in the integration of connectivity features and smart technology in vehicles. Smart sensors, predictive maintenance, and autonomous driving capabilities are becoming integral part of automobile systems, creating new opportunities and challenges for the ancillary industry. And innovation remains at the heart of the industry growth story. As we witness rapid advancements in technology, the automobile ancillary sector in India is at the forefront of with open arms. The integration of smart technologies, the development of eco-friendly components, and a focus on sustainability are defining the industry's strategy. This commitment to innovation not only future-proofs businesses but also positions India is a hub for cutting-edge solutions in the global automotive market. With an increasing emphasis on fuel efficiency and environmental sustainability, the use of lightweight materials in automobile manufacturing has become a trend affecting the ancillary industry in terms of supplying components that contribute to reducing overall vehicle weight. Indian automobile ancillary companies are expanding their presence globally through partnerships, acquisitions, and establishing manufacturing facilities in key international markets. The automobile ancillary industry is a vital part of the Indian economy. Now it accounts for about 2.3% of India GDP. The auto ancillary market is predicted to be worth 9,359.32 billion by the financial year 2028, increasing at a compound annual growth rate of 14.74% between 2024 to 2028. And as we have seen in the recent years, one problem is noticed in this automobile industry. Vehicle delivery is delayed. So many persons are waiting for vehicle delays, more than 2 months, 3 months, like that, delayed significantly due to chip shortage during the pandemic years. But mm, anyhow, automobile industry is one of the very excellent industry in India. The share is significant, and adapting to evolving environmental regulations and safety standards poses challenges for the industry. Compliance with the new norms often requires substantial investments in technology and process. With these words, I express my gratitude for the opportunity to be with you all on this pleasant evening. I sincerely wish that the Industry Connect and Knowledge Enrichment series will be a grand success. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you to the organizers, particularly our industry committee chairman, CCM or CCM TCS Srinivasa sir, Rakesh sir, and team members and all the members. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for highlighting the importance of engine performance enhancement and emission control, passenger safety, comfort enhancement, driver assistance, dynamic trends in automotive connectivity, and technology are transforming the automotive industry. Incredible strides have taken place in a few short years, but the best is yet to come. Thank you, sir, for highlighting this. Now we have the second keynote speaker's address by Shri R.V. Chari, sir, Managing Director, GH Induction India Private Limited. I request Senthamari Madam to introduce the speaker. And audience, for your kind information, sir is going to present his company's live data. It will be presented in Excel format. Please make a note of his discussion, and wherever you have a doubt, kindly raise your questions in the chat. It will be presented to him after his presentation. Over to you, Senthamari ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I deem it honor to introduce Sri R.V. Ravi. Chari is the co-founder and managing director of GH Induction India Private Limited. He started his career in 1986 as a computer programmer and then moved to on Pillar Induction India Private Limited and later with Pillar Industries USA, taking care of the technical service in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and Africa. From 1998, he has been associated with the Indian operation of the GH Group. He is the member of the Executive Global Committee of GH Group, which takes policy decision for the entire group, and also a member of the Global Research and Development Committee, which decides on innovation and timelines of new development. GH machines made in India are exported to countries in Europe and Asia, including China. Sir, we are fortunate to have you, global leader like you, awaiting for your session, sir. Over to you.
Sir, you're muted, sir. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, now I think I'm good to go. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present about my costing sheet, which I have here. Basically, we are special purpose machine manufacturers, manufacturing induction hardening machines, supplying to the automotive industry in major. And then we also supply to other industries like windmills, nuclear, and other industries. We work on projects. Every machine is a project, and since I said special purpose machine, very few of our machines are a repeat machine. So here I have some examples of the projects which we work on. I thought being a costing fraternity, let me explain on how we do the costing of each project and how is it useful at the end of the project to see what kind of margins we have, whether we are making a mistake or whether we need to do corrections and things like that. Like Mr. Srinivasa was talking about efficiency. Here also efficiency matters. Efficiency matters in two ways. First is to understand the material cost when you do the project costing, and later when we execute the project. So when I introduce the project costing sheet, what we have here, the first line, which is in the, I don't know whether you call it brown or yellow, talks about the project status, the sales price, the commission, net price, material cost, production hours, engineering hours, X work cost, delivery, startup, total cost, margin in millions of rupees and margins in percentage, and how much guarantee we provide and who is responsible for this project. For example, when we take the line of engines limited machine number, say 260, if I offer a machine for a price of, when in the estimation line, if you look at it, when I offer a machine for a price of 165 lakhs and I have a, say, a 3.3% commission, so my net price, what I get in hand is 161.7. So with this 161.7, how did I work out the 161.7 goes like this. Suppose I have a material cost of say 84.15 lakhs, and I have a production hours of 1,736 hours and engineering hours of 300. Then thinking that we have 600 rupees per hour, we get a total cost of 94.33 lakhs. This is X work cost. Then on top of it, I'll have to do the delivery of the machine. I'll have to start up the machine in the customer's place. So with this, and I also have to provide for the warranty. Right? When you buy a product, everybody expects a warranty or a guarantee. Here, I have provided for about close to 10 lakhs. So the total cost for me works out to 110.88 or 109.88, which is 110. So with this in mind, if you look at 165 minus 109, the cost, the margin for me is 51.82, including the commission. And so I have a project margin of 31%. Now, when I go to the real life scenario, I find that this is not what I expected, and I see a lot of difference here. So the material cost has come down, meaning I have become more efficient in buying the material. For example, I would have sourced a particular product and from a particular manufacturer, and later thinking that I'm going to spend more on production hours and engineering hours, I would have renegotiated with the supplier and also with the new brand. I've saved about 6 lakhs of rupees. So my engineering cost, you see, has gone up to 937. My production hours has also gone up by 2,550. So that means my total cost X works is now 95.44. And my delivery cost has also come down here. My startup cost has also come down. So I'm able to get my total cost within the limit of my estimation. So with this, what I've done is I've saved about 32%. Okay, so I've saved 1%. So with this, now if you see some other machine, probably if you go down to say the last item, I have 65.48 as the estimate, and I have a margin of say 15.06. Here you see that I have my real margin has come down to 13.86. With this, what I can see is when I estimate a machine, because we do sell new machines all the time, we have to be correct in the estimation. And then with this sheet, I'm also able to understand that I have to plan much better. My productivity has to be improved because my production hours are much larger than what I estimated. So these are the inputs which I get for my executing my next project. So with this is only introduction of what is the project sheet I have. it's a too short a time for me to explain in detail. But in case you have any questions, probably Rakesh can come out with some questions which I can answer, maybe offline. If people have questions, they can get in touch with us later. Over to you,
Sure,
Rakesh. I
sir.
think I've more or less in time for a big topic.
Sir, it's a good no live data you have presented. Few questions from the slide, what is being projected. Sir, we are
Yeah.
able to observe a huge difference in the engineering hours, especially with respect to the first project. Estimation is 300 and your real time is 937 hours. What could be the reasons?
Okay, there are two reasons possible. In this particular case, estimation was wrong on both engineering hours and production hours. So, but the mistake also happened in the material cost. Okay, the material cost was much higher. When you have something like this, normally in a normal case, you will lose your order. When you overestimate, you there is an opportunity of there's a chance of losing the order. The opportunity is lost because you could be quoting much higher than the competition. Whereas in the other side, on the labor hours, it is reverse. Okay, we are losing money, and in normally we should have gained money.
But I see that you are able to improve on the profitability for the same project. You estimated at 31% and it is 32% for the material number or machine number 260. So even though the
Yes.
cost is increasing, you are able to increase your margin also. So you are able to
Yeah, more
increase
or
your.
less
Yeah.
correct. More or less, the margin is better close here. But if you look at other machines, some other machines like 270, where we estimated a margin of 27%, we are 24%. So since the project is to be decided across the table with the customer, and when you do estimation, it is not like we are doing this machine multiple times. The machine has to be made right always the first time. First time right is the challenge, because we don't make the second machine, we don't make a repeat machine. So a repeat machine is a bonus for us.
Sir, will there be a discussion post to the finding out the margins? Will there be a discussion among the teams and the management to find out what went wrong or how to improve further? Normally, in what frequency it happens? What is the duration at which it happens?
Okay, there are two discussions happening. One is during the course of the project. Every week, the teams meet, and then every department has a target on production, on the material cost. Say, purchase has on the material cost. Engineering also has on the material cost. Production not much on the material cost, but on production hours. Okay, so this is during the course of the project, and then when we complete the project, then we have a discussion with all the teams together to understand where we went bad and where we did better for us to execute for the next project.
Thank you, sir. Such a good quality initiative. We have been maybe I think all the faculty members would agree, along with Srinivasa Rao sir. We have been teaching the budgeted and variance analysis in the costing, but today we have come across a live data. I think this will help us for our classroom teaching as case study and live analysis. Sir, thank you, sir. Your hats off to your efforts, what we have put today. Thank you, sir. Such a
Thank,
wonderful experience we had. Over to
thank you.
Sundari, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chari,
Sir, well
sir.
said about the, excuse me, madam.
Yes, sir.
Productivity is a very, very important. Productivity, he mentioned very much. Productivity, production is different to productivity. Productivity is much more required. Optimal, through an optimal utilization of resources. Very good, sir. Excellent speech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chari, sir, for highlighting the strategic cost control, efficiency improvement tools, and how the industry adapts all these techniques for enhancing the profitability. Thank you very much, sir. And now the next speaker who's going to highlight on every customer wants a super transport model, which gives extreme performance, safety, luxury, and comfort. The object of every automobile maker on earth is to satisfy his customer expectations. On the other hand, Being a product powered and internal combustion engines, it is also the responsibility of original equipment manufacturers to minimize emissions and stick on to emission laws set by the emission control bodies. We all agree that quality research is an ongoing activity in automobile industry. Now we have technical session speaker 4, Shri K. Barathan sir, founder and CEO, Ozotech Automobile Private Limited, to brief us on its live case on how quality research is taking place. I request Senthamari madam to introduce Barathan sir.
Yes, ma'am. I deem it honor to introduce Sri Barathan Kuppuswamy, sir, an entrepreneur who has overcome humble beginnings to become a trailblazer in electronics and electric vehicles. He is the alma mater of Banariamman Institute of Technology and Nanjappa Institute of Technology. He is presently serving as Chief Executive Officer of Ozotech Automobile Private Limited since 2019. He is renowned for his achievement in the automobile industry. Name a few. In 2002, he founded Ozotech to develop a water tank controller. Soon he shifted to fixed cellular terminal, earning substantial revenue. And in 2004, he invented a control panel for textile that was highly recognized by the Ministry of Textiles in the year 2010. The in situ upgradation of plain power loom scheme of 2014 provided 50% of subsidy. So from 2015 to 2018, he installed kits for over 1 lakh units, representing 60% of the total execution in India. In 2020, he proudly introduced the Flyo two-wheeler with enhanced torque, covering 120 plus kilometer on a single charge. In 2022, he launched the Flyo Plus with added feature Bluetooth connectivity and improved comfort. Now in 2023, he recently unveiled the Flyo Beam, an economical, rugged vehicle tailored for rural communities. It was launched in the May month. They aim to produce 25,000 vehicles per year, catering to the nationwide market. I think, sir, in the near future, will introduce Flyo Arjun or Flyo Hanumanji to speed up the transportation process. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
You're audible, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's a very good introduction of me. Maybe in that brief introduction, who are all participating in this webinar, you can understand about myself. Actually, I am Barathan. In my college days itself, I started my journey of business. While I'm studying, I started some innovative projects and I sold it to the people and I earned some money. With that money only, I started my business. Now I am in a place of electric vehicles. In this past 5 years, we developed a new kind of vehicle. Recently, we launched that. It's a Beam. We gained more experience on our previous product, Clio, and we developed a new vehicle. More of I'm a technical person. Maybe in that team, how many of you technical? I don't actually. How many of you are participating in the team?
Sir, this program is YouTube streamed live.
Okay.
So there are
okay.
many people. We have got students, faculty members, auditors, and CMA professionals who are watching live. So
okay, student means they are because I'm sorry to interrupt. I need some inputs. These students are from engineering background or non-engineering?
Non-engineering background.
Okay.
We have got the CMA, TCA, sir.
So everybody. And another question. Everybody is okay with I'm speaking in Tamil, or is there any requirement speaking English?
English is better, sir.
Okay, English, so it's a pan India meet, right?
It's a
Sir, I am
pan-India program.
CMA TCS Srinivasa Prasad, the chairman of the Members in Industry Committee, joining from Delhi. Okay.
Okay,
It,
okay, good.
okay. So what is happening is this is a pan-India program, and
Understand.
all our members are
No
situated
problem.
throughout the India, but
No
mostly the
problem.
students, faculty, and all will be from Chennai. So we may have
Okay,
to go by English. And why we
okay,
have definitely selected a non-finance person for two topics. One is on the operation and another is on the quality. So that how an
okay,
operation will affect cost and how a quality and R&D will improve cost. So that is how we wanted somebody with an engineering background or a production or a quality person to address us. Thank you, sir.
okay, okay. Actually, it's for me. It's easy to address some knowledge with the technical people, but I try to figure out some inputs to you. Maybe if you have some understanding issues, you can raise some cross questions over there. I have no issues to address that. So I'm starting my session now. Each and every product development is coming from the requirement of the people, right? So in the industry, the at present we are facing a big issue with the rain, right? In Chennai, it's a very big flood is going on, and in southern Tamil Nadu, yesterday and today is we are having a very big rain. So this is because of that El Nino effect, because of the global warming. So each and every person in this world is responsible to reduce the carbon emission. Maybe most of you know about that global warming and all. So naturally, why electric vehicle? In the carbon emission, there are contribution is coming from a different field. From the industry, we have carbon emission. From the vehicles, we have carbon emission. And in the production of power, we have carbon emission. These are the most contributed area in carbon emission. But in that electric power generation, we have clean electricity. That is, we can generate electricity from hydropower plant, from solar power plants, from wind. There are so many ways we can generate clean electricity. In the nuclear also we have very less carbon footprint. But what happened in vehicles, it's a small engine. That engine the fuel need to be burned in the engine to run the vehicle, that emit an huge carbon. In the total carbon contribution, the vehicle alone will determine around 30%. So eliminating that carbon footprint make the world better for the people. The next thing, anyway, we are speaking of reducing carbon footprint. In practical, all we are consumers. At the end of the day, what we decide, which one is economical for us, we go with that economical product. So at present, in the 4-5 days, 5 years or 10 years back, electric vehicles are super expensive. In comparison with ICE vehicles, it's not comparable. But the 3-4 years back, the curve is now it's an emerging stage. That is, the cost of electric vehicle and the cost of ICE vehicle is more or less similar. Why? Because in ICE vehicle also, the government implies many rules and regulations to regulate emissions. Now the BS6 is in picture. For to control emissions, the vehicle manufacturer need to be implement many parameters, many products, many systems to reduce the emissions. So it add cost to the vehicle. At the same time, the main challenge in electric vehicle is the energy storage. At the same time, in the past 3 to 4 years, the energy storage lithium battery technologies emerged a lot. Now we have lithium batteries have withstand cycle up to 2000 cycles. What it means, you can charge and discharge an electric vehicle up to 2000 times. If a vehicle is running 100 kilometers per day, 2000 times charging and discharging lead to 2 lakh kilometers of a vehicle. So it's an more than sufficient for a two-wheeler. At the same time, the initial investment, initial product cost of an petrol vehicle and an electric vehicle having no big difference, just 20 or 25% initial cost difference only there. That also be subsidized by the government with FAM to maybe in the next 1 or 2 months, the subsidy is going to be vanished. Anyway, the cost is more or less similar with the ICE vehicles. And the second thing, the ownership cost. Second is the running cost. If you buy an ICE vehicle, the running cost per kilometer is more than 2 rupees. But in electric vehicle, it's even not even 10%. Only with a 20 or 30 paise cost, you can run a vehicle per kilometer. So, as a customer point of view, the electric vehicle make more sense than buying an ICE vehicle. Maybe electric vehicles also having big challenges because once the vehicle is drained, it takes certain definite time to recharge. Even with the fast charging, we can charge vehicle to 100% at 1 and 1.5 hours time. You can compare with the ICE vehicle, it's a huge time. But the technology in the near future is going to be an 15 minutes charging. So maybe in the future, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, we can see more vehicle running in electric in the roads. So this is the brief introduction of an electric vehicle and what we are doing. Is there any doubts or clarification required?
No, sir. No, sir. Till this stage, it's very clear.
Okay. So in electric vehicle itself, there are different segments. Some electric vehicle manufacturers are concentrating on youngsters, and it's an I'm naming that's Ather and Vola. There are several products over there to attract youngsters. They are giving some facilities with the Google navigation and the advanced facilities. But in Ozotech, we more concentrate on rural market. Our vehicle will serve for the rural people. It should be affordable and it should be low on maintenance cost. To achieve that, we developed, at present, we have a product called Flio. And the beam product may be going to be start production on January end. So the vehicle beam having a complete metal body. So you have a very low maintenance on body parts. And also it have a mid-drive with IP67 motor. And you have a multi-terrain, multi-utility functionality on that. So in people in rural, if they are a farmer or some other people can easily use that vehicle in their applications. And in some people in urban also running their own business. If they are some entrepreneurs, they require some vehicle for their business, they can also use the beam. So it's an economical and valuable product for the people. It's designed, developed and manufactured in Coimbatore itself. Is there anything else required from my side to express the product or the technology? Or what are the things you require? You can interact to me so that I can elaborate that things for you.
Sir, what about the quality parameters? Like you spoke about the carbon emissions. You spoke about replacing the batteries, the ICs with the electronic chips. The technology commonly available, or the auto ancillary industries will have to do a research and then modify their product?
No,
What is it?
yeah, actually, the auto industries, the component supply chain at present we have is more centric on ICE vehicles. ICE vehicles, that's ICE means internal combustion engine vehicles that having an completely mechanical driven platform. Only few electronic parts are there, but in electric vehicle it's more of electrical and electronics driven, lesser mechanical parts. So the component supply chain needed to be upgraded for to supply electric vehicles.
Good, sir. Sir,
Okay.
maybe you would have transitioned from the traditional set of vehicles to the EVs.
Okay.
What would have been your cost or the percentage? Would you be able to quantify us in terms of percentage on the cost?
Initial cost of ownership you are asking, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For like, when you transitioned from the traditional to the electric vehicles production.
For
Increase
ultimate
in percentage cost, the capital expenditure.
Yeah, right. For ultimate consumer, you can get an ICE, good quality ICE vehicle at a cost of 90,000 to 1 lakh rupees, right? It's a Honda Activa or Dio or some other equivalent vehicle you can get at around 1 lakh rupees, right? It's an on-road price I'm telling about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you compare it with an electric vehicle with similar performance, you need to spend another 20 or 25,000 additionally. You will get a similar performance vehicle at 1.25 lakh bracket. But with this ownership cost of 1 lakh rupees, from the next day you are going to spend 2 rupees per kilometer. For example, if you are running vehicle, say 3,000 kilometers per month or 1 lakh kilometer in 3 years, you need to spend 6,000 rupees or maybe 2 lakh rupees in 3 years. This is because your vehicle is going to give an fuel efficiency of 50 kilometers per liter, right? So fuel cost is around 100 rupees per liter. Per liter, you need to spend 2 rupees. But in electric vehicles, we are calculating at the cost of 6 rupees or 7 rupees per unit cost, electricity cost. So for running 100 kilometers, you need to spend just 6 or 7 rupees.
Okay, so the difference between the petrol
It's
liter cost and
uncomparable.
the unit cost, I guess.
It's almost uncomparable. 1/10 of the cost, less than 1/10.
Sir, there is one more question. Like,
okay.
What is your perception? We have been using a lot of diesel and petrol vehicle based vehicles. How long it will take us to completely switch over to the EVs? Maybe how many decades?
Maybe as we know, the technology transformation is initially it will be very slow process, but it's an exponential curve. You can take any technology, for example, the smartphones or the mobile phones you can take in that account. Maybe in 10 to 15 years back, we could have not imagined that everyone having a mobile phone with the cost of 50,000 or 1 lakh in our hand, right? Maybe 15 or 20 years back, landline phone is a wonder, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
you're correct.
Yeah. So, if we are used to a new technology, we will not go back.
Sir, I have a.
Yeah. Please tell.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Sir, what is the feasibility of having autonomous vehicles in Tamil Nadu, sir, or in India, sir?
Yeah, really, that's a good question. The autonomous vehicle for India, our territory, having and big challenges because in countries like US or in Europe, they have a proper infrastructure, road infrastructure they have, and in the center median line, and so many things are there in proper way. But in India, we are not having a proper infrastructure to implement an pure autonomous vehicle. Maybe we also have an autonomous function in most of the advanced vehicle for assist drivers. So completely eliminating drivers require some base infrastructure, not in the vehicle, but in the country.
Sir, McKinsey report is talking about vehicle-to-vehicle communication, sir.
Yeah,
So there
exactly.
are a lot of research with respect to vehicle-to-vehicle communication, vehicle-to-home communication, vehicle-to-cloud communication, vehicle-to-pedestrian communication.
Okay.
What type of research on these areas are happening in our country, sir?
Presently, most of the electric vehicles are already connected vehicles. The vehicles are connected with the cloud server, which is controlled by an OEM, the vehicle manufacturer. If suppose we assume that all the vehicles running in road are connected vehicles, we can exchange some data to vehicle with the cloud connectivity, right? For example, it can be used in multiple ways. If an ambulance is coming behind us, how do we know? With the siren sound or with some other indication, we will know. But if the vehicles are connected and it's autonomous, it can easily be give way to the ambulance. Because the ambulance is connected with the nearby vehicles, they tell automatically the vehicles to give path for that ambulance. Like that, there are several improvements we can do with the connected vehicle.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have some questions.
Yeah.
Number one, how much R&D expenses is the percentage of R&D expenses out of the total revenue that the electrical vehicle industry is spending? What is the global average, and what is the average of Indian companies? This is what I want to know. That is the question number one, sir. There are 4 or 5 questions from me. You may have to be patient to listen.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Actually, I also not have an exact data of the spending percentage for the different companies, but I know at present most of the companies are spending more than they earn, because electric vehicles are in a very initial stage. It need to be improved a lot. It need to be improved with the customers, with the use cases, and in several ways. So maybe the break even come after 5 or 10 years, not at present. Most of the companies, this is the case.
Okay, sir. The second question, we are all sitting mostly finance, costing, and cost management people.
Okay.
Sir, if what is your expectation as the person from industry, from people like us, for contributing to optimize the cost, reduce the cost, and because no, the prices are not being decided by the manufacturers. If you really look at it, you cannot fix whatever price you want. Suppose you increase by maybe in a EV by 10,000, somebody else will cut across, make it as 5,000 from his, and then the customers will go off because it is a new segment. So prices, you are not in a monopoly market. I think you understand what is meant by monopoly. Initially, electric vehicle would have been a monopoly. Whatever price you wanted, you could have sold. Now I think, I don't know, how many EV manufacturer of two-wheelers are there, sir?
Around
In India?
200 plus. 200
in
plus
India.
manufacturers
Plus.
there in India. Yes,
And
exactly.
four-wheeler, sir, four-wheeler.
Four-wheeler, it's very less. Two and three-wheeler, there are plenty of manufacturers.
So
But
that means that means the price, it is very sensitive. You cannot increase by
yeah, exactly.
20,000, 10,000. You cannot do. But
Exactly.
you will have to initially break even and you will have to make profit also. So your customers want lesser price. Your suppliers want more price from you, isn't it? Your vendor, he will try to sell you at a higher price. Your customers,
Yeah.
we people will want it on a lower price. So you have only
See,
one option of reducing your manufacturing cost. So that can be done by using the services of cost accountants like us. But what is your expectation from people like us, from the industry? Because this is what we are interested in knowing. Where do you see us to help you? What kind of a
okay.
knowledge we will have to update ourselves? Where we should spend our time and energy in upgrading our knowledge? How we are going to be useful to industry and then help the nation? This is my question, sir. It's a very big question, but because you are an industrialist, that is why, sir, we have brought non-finance people to these forum.
Okay.
At least two sessions we want engineers to address us. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay.
You may go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going
Okay.
on mute, sir.
No problem. No problem. Actually, uh, the question is very right, but it's very difficult to answer in generic manner because each and every business having its own strength and weakness. What I can make an example. If a farmer are doing some farming, if suppose he's planting an onion, it took around 3 to 4 months to make some crop. If some plantation is in banana, some farmer is planting banana, it takes almost 1 year. If it is a palm tree, then it takes some years to get yield. Similarly, the business to business, the product to product, it will vary. So it's very difficult to get break even similar to other businesses. Each and every business having their own break even point. Up to that point, the person in the business need to invest. After that only they can get break even. In our industry, electric vehicle industry, I estimate it took approximately 10 years to get some break even. Before that, it's very difficult to get. In all players, if it is a big player or small player, that doesn't matter. Even Ola, Ather, Bajaj, TVS, everybody are making electric vehicle. At present, if we consider that vertical alone, will not making any profits. So it takes time.
Sir, the question is, we are predominantly cost accountants and the commerce students and faculty. So
Okay.
how do you think that we can help you people? Because that is what we wanted really to know. That is why we thought that we will listen to people like you. What is your
Actually,
expectation on? Suppose you are interviewing us. So what will you try to find out? Because you must be employing accountant people, costing people. So what do
exactly.
you want from us? How do we prepare ourselves to face you people and then help you? That is what I want to know, sir.
That's why
Suppose you
I'm
are in the
telling.
interview, I am coming to for an employment to you. So what questions you will ask? What do you want from me? What kind of a knowledge level you want from me? School
Okay.
knowledge, college knowledge, professional knowledge.
So actually, I'm not an hiring person. We have an
Okay.
HR team. They take care
Sir,
of that.
but still
Okay.
you are an industrialist, so you will know what is needed from a
So
financial. What are all?
yeah. I know that because I can give an holistic view on that. But
Yes.
in detail, these are the skills we require. These are the skills we don't require. It's not my part.
Okay. Agreed, sir.
If you are
I fully
asking
agree
about
with you.
some R&D, I am hiring R&D people. If your question is from technical, I can answer. But other than that, it's very difficult for me to give some answers.
Okay. Rakesh?
Can I answer? Can I
Yeah,
come in?
please.
I'm
Yes, sir.
Chari
Yes,
here.
sir. Please.
I
Yeah,
will
Mr. Chari, please
answer
answer.
I will answer on behalf of Mr. Bharathan.
Yes, Mr. Chari, please.
Sorry,
We are
Yeah,
very
Bharathan.
yeah.
happy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought I will answer this question.
Sure.
Uh,
You can go ahead.
okay. Okay. It's very simple. Okay. I was showing a sheet on my project costing. Okay. This is the final sheet which I have. Okay. Typically, what industries are looking for from a cost accountant is very simple. Okay. Right from the day we plan the material, we assign a particular cost to a project till the machine is dispatched. We expect inputs from your side. For example, I will tell you when I do a costing, I know when I buy a material costs today. When I ask people, they will typically say, an engineer will say that it is the purchase price. But when you ask a cost accountant, they are supposed to say it is material cost plus transportation plus insurance plus handling charges, plus freight, which is landed cost. Okay, so this is one way of assessing the material, and the next one is the aging. Okay, how much is the finance cost I have spent on this holding this material in the factory? Whether I do in FIFO or LIFO, or whether the material has been lying with me for 2 years, what is going to be the cost? Okay, when I sell a spare part, it's the same thing once again. Why is a spare part more expensive? Because I manufacture the part, keep it in my stock. My financial cost goes up. So some of these things are what I expect from a cost accountant. On top of it, I also expect the labor cost to be calculated. How do you cost a labor? It is not the salary alone. It is what are the other benefits you provide to the man, and whether the overheads have to be added upfront or overheads to be added in the last, and things like that. Okay, the costing sheet which I showed is a project cost, which does not include my overheads, my administrative cost, and things like that. Okay, so finally, that's not a EBITDA what I showed you. It is only a project cost. So these are some of the things what I expect from a cost accountant. If I've answered your question, at least 20-25% of what you expected.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Sir,
you. Some
another
other
thing,
people, yeah, please go ahead, sir.
I need to add up something. In industry like us, it's not dependent on material. Every day we are creating intangible assets because we are more into R&D. We are spending more on design and development. We are creating our own patents. We are creating our own technology. It will be come to effect after 3 or 4 years because it's a huge process. We need to manufacture the product and sell it to the product. Then only we can get margins over there. So there are several other costs involved in industry like us. It's not just a purchase and assemble and sell. It's more different than that.
Sir, can you quote some of the research expenses or the heads of research expenses that are incurred by your organization, sir?
Yeah, recently I tied up with the Kumaraguru College. There is a person over there. He is from DRDO. We make some joint ventures there, and we are developing an more chemical related product which will transform heat from the battery to the outer environment. It acts as a cushion material. It absorbs heat and transfer it to the outer environment. At the same time, if some thermal runaway case occur, that is, if the heat generation is not linear, if it is a drastic curve, it should act as an insulator, heat insulator. So we are developing this kind of material. We are spending several lakh or some crore rupees over there. If that process is get into the success phase, we can implement it into our product and we will make some money over there. If it fails, we lose all our money.
Sir, Government of India is spending more on incubation centers, sir. Educational institutions.
I understand,
Sir,
but
sir, educational institutions are interested in partnering with industry people like you for research and for improving the performance of any product or service. So, what is your view on collaborating with educational institutions for enhancing the research culture? The money, whatever is spent by Government of India, that can be channelized. If you can tell us, like, this is the current trend, do some kind of research on these areas, or if you can guide us. Okay.
I'm not taking any financial assistance from the institutions. I am taking assistance for technology supports and for the laboratory support, because we need some infrastructure, laboratory infrastructure to test our ideas. So it's a difficult to set up all infrastructure in-house in our factory. We have some basic infrastructure. But more than that, we need to go others outside to test in intensive manner. So we are using the setup in the college to make our products like that. Okay, but if we take some financial assistance from any of the government or any of the institutions, it's very big pain for us. We are not going for that.
Okay, I will answer one more question which was asked a little earlier about the R&D spend. Typically, R&D spend is about 2 to 4% of the revenue. Okay, in the automotive kind of industry where special purpose machines
I need to add that also. It's not 3 to 4%. It's 300 to 400% at present.
Okay,
because in a generic, in an automotive industry is now almost 100 years old. So there is little R&D required for the ICE vehicles, because they have plenty of market. They are already in the picture. They are making huge revenues. Over that revenue, they can spend a little amount to develop some R&D or development. For an IC kind of product, we are spending plenty. With the financial, you will not fit that. It's not in percentage, it's in multiples.
No, you're talking about EV. For EV, you're spending more.
It depends.
For IC, it is
I'm telling that it's dependent on the industry. It's not a generic term. It will not fit all the industries.
No, I was talking about automotive industry especially on a SPM. Okay. Not on it's for the capital machinery, not for the product.
Sir. Excuse me, sir. Most of the consumers noticed or troubled battery and charging systems, sir. Many areas, battery system and charging system. Is there any steps are taken to improve the system?
Pardon me, battery and charging?
Battery and charging system, failure of the some areas troubled by the consumers, some areas. In this regarding electric.
Sir is asking a question on the battery and charging stations.
Battery charging system, charging
you are asking about that battery, or you are asking about the charging standards?
Charging station. He's mentioning about the charging
stations and standards.
Okay. Actually, in India at present, we can see many charging stations over the highways. Most of them are made for cars, that is big vehicles, not for 2 and 3 wheelers. Presently, the government announced because there is no standard platform available for 2 and 3 wheelers. In the platform available for the big vehicles, that is called as CCS standard. CCS or CHAdeMO, there are 2-3 standards are there. All 3 charging nozzles are there in the highway, but it will not fit for 2 and 3 wheelers. It's a small vehicle. We have small battery. That charging standard is not fit for these kind of vehicles. Recently, maybe 1 or 2 months back, our Ministry of Heavy Industries announced a standard for 2 and 3 wheelers. So maybe in the near future, you can find many 2 and 3 wheeler chargers in the highways. That chargers can use for any of the 2 and 3 wheelers.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. Okay. But it is not mandatory at present. Maybe in the near future, government make it mandatory.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
so much for patiently answering all our questions. So
Okay.
I think we have been posting you with a lot of questions. Since we are all
No
non-technical, we are all finance professionals. So in order to understand the nature of your R&D and the quality process, we have posted a lot of questions. Thank you so much, Barathan sir, for answering all the
Oh, yes.
questions.
Thank you.
Chari sir for pitching in.
Rakesh,
Yes, sir.
we are always greedy people being a human being. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I have one more question to the panel.
Please, sir.
Sir, all these battery, electrical vehicles, everything is really good, sir. And all of you must be knowing we have started discussing very heavily on ESG, okay, environmental and social and so what is the solution when the battery, if and when becomes unusable? How are we going to discard these batteries? Because they will be in plenty in numbers. And how we are going to do it without putting a burden on the Mother Earth? So this is a question which really bothers. So what is that? Because there should be an R&D for that also. It has to be dumped somewhere. Whether it is going to create a problem, maybe today we are very happy, lesser cost. 7 years later, we will have an electronic or electrical wastages. Where do we dump? How are we going to do it? Okay, what is the research going on that subject?
Yeah.
In fact, sir, we are really concerned. More than your two-wheeler, three-wheeler, our aeroplanes must be having lot of batteries. We have watches, small pencil battery, this battery, that battery. What? And electrical vehicles will join the bandwagon. So, what is going to happen to the world on the ESG aspect?
Sure. See, I could ask a question to you again. If suppose you are buying an ornament in gold, maybe that ornament goes off after 5 years or 10 years, it will break, right? You are throwing out, or you melt and again recreate another ornament.
Gold, I am not that rich to throw off, sir. I will reuse it.
The
Sir,
similar
we don't
thing,
throw
because
even a toothbrush. Sir, we don't even throw a toothbrush. Toothbrush has got so many
because
avatars.
you are
Toothbrush finally
throwing
becomes
right,
cleaning your wash
exactly.
basin.
See,
So Indians are different.
if a commodity is a precious commodity, we will not throw it off.
Yes, sir.
If the ingredients in that commodity contains precious element, we will automatically recycle that. We have recycle plants in India for lithium-ion batteries. Government approved more than 10 recycling plants already, and they are growing gradually, because the elements inside the battery, nickel, cobalt, and lithium, are very, very precious elements. To mine it, that elements from the ground, having a huge cost rather than recycling it from the batteries. So naturally, we will recycle that all the cells and extract that element from the cells, right? Because they are very, very costlier. It's not a cheap. It's not cheap like plastics.
And recycling is also much faster to get back the material compared to mining.
Sure. Exactly. Recycling cost is much lesser than mining from earth.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because in electric vehicle, around 50 or more than 50% cost goes for the batteries. You can Google it. For Ether, the battery cost is 94,000. The vehicle cost is 1,25,000. So what will be the cost percentage? So can we throw out that 90,000 cost battery? It's definitely not. We will recycle it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Because at present we have we do not have that huge volume to recycle. Once we have a huge volume for recycling, there will be more plants, more recycling plants, because that plant itself requires some minimum volume to recycle.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So I think you have
Thank you.
thrown even open to the students to think on research, maybe on the recycling of the
Sure,
products.
recycling having a huge potential, because at present we are more dependent on import of raw materials, and all the lithium batteries at present we are importing. So in the near future, we are going to make our own lithium cells. Maybe Ola or so many players are already signed for battery production. How they get materials? Either they need to import the raw materials required for the batteries, or they can purchase the persons the persons who recycling that. At present, the person recycling are exporting it to other countries. There is after recycling. So maybe in the future, if we have some own battery production plant, they can purchase locally.
Absolutely, sir. Correct.
So the for that recycling plant also, if they are exporting, the cost will be more, because the buyer who's sitting in China, they compare the cost of local supply and the cost of import from India. So it's the transportation cost and import duty, everything add together, it will be costlier for that manufacturer. But in India, not the case.
Thank you, sir.
Right?
Wonderful
Okay.
explanation. Yes, sir. Wonderful explanation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Over to
Thank you,
Sundari,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Today we have learned it is not the cost or the operational efficiency alone. It is the passion for performance that matters a lot, especially in the automobile industry. The excellence does not come just from cost or control. It depends upon the amount of research and the way you identify new ways to do your product or services. Thank you very much, sir, for presenting such an interesting case study of your company. Officially, today's session comes to an end. I request D. Prem Kumar sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship, to propose the vote of thanks for today's speakers. Over to you, Prem sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful session we had today. The brief discussions were made, right? அதே போல குறள் 101 செய்யாமல் செய்த உதவிக்கு வையகமும் வானமும் ஆற்றல் அரிது. Likewise, it will be a dishonest if I don't thank our eminent speakers and honorable speakers, Shri R.V. Chari, Managing Director, GH Induction India Private Limited, and Shri Barathan K, Founder and CEO, Auto Tech Automobile Private Limited. And I express sincere thanks to Shri M. Shivakumar, State President, Laghu Udyog Bharati, and the 4 partnering institutions were ICMAI, Laghu Udyog Bharati, Dwaraka, Goverdhan, Vaishnav College, Thirumudivakkam Industrial Estate Manufacturers Association. And a special gratitude to Shri CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad, Council Member ICMAI, and our beloved friend CMA Rakesh Shankar for providing guidance to such a wonderful event. And I would like to express my gratitude to our Secretary, Shri Ashok Kumar Mundaraji, and our beloved Principal, Dr. S. Santosh Babu. Last but not the least, right, our beloved audience, right? Thank you for watching these discussions so patiently and effectively. Thank you.
One small addition.
Vanakkam. Thank you, sir.
Prem Kumar, one small addition.
Yes, ma'am.
We need to
Yes,
thank the
ma'am.
Secretary, Southern India Regional Council, CMA Srinivasa Rao. Please check.
Yes, Rao Garu, thank you very much for joining.
Yes, ma'am.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you,
Thank-
Mr. Y. Srinivasa Rao, Secretary SIRC, for.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for providing this
Thank you, sir.
opportunity
Thank you,
to
sir.
me
For
this
joining
time.
us
Yes,
today's
thank you so
session.
much. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You all made the day a good learning day. Dear participants, feedback link is posted. Kindly fill up the feedback. And for your kind information, tomorrow's session is going to be industry best practices. Let us learn how automobile industry sustain and survive. Is it cost or efficiency or resource optimization, customer pocket friendly, climate friendly or road friendly vehicles? What makes them to be successful? Let us wait and watch the best practices tomorrow. Stay tuned to us to get the best practices. Thank you all.